Oh, okay. We're live. Good morning. It's still morning, even though it's 10:30. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? Good to see you. Have to get a cat up here already. Oh boy. It is 57. It's supposed to be actually 65 degrees today. So it's a good day to get some garden beds cleaned up and maybe some weed eating done, some stuff around the house getting it done. Give it a few minutes to let everybody realize that Bushcraft is actually live in the morning time again. Bubble Bibble, good to see you. Drinking my coffee. Hey, Eric, how's it going? If you want to jump up here, just use the normal link. The last link you used, I guess, would work. Let's see here. Oh, figured I would not so much news or anything like that. Just hang out time, I guess you would say it. Just a midday live. See how things go. Uh, I'm still very disappointed about the. Well, I kind of am, and kind of understand it. Um, the Jake Paul and Tyson fight. Very disappointing that Tyson would go for the money, but then again, I understand it. Yeah, finding out more and stuff, more things about the the contract, the stipulations in the contract and everything. And evidently they got suspended by the boxing thing, even though it's an expedition fight and all that. But one of the things that I found interesting is Tyson was not allowed to throw uppercuts. Yeah, that's very interesting. And if Tyson went all the way, then he would get the most amount of money. Because I watched it, and I've watched all of Tyson's fights, even when he was way past his prime and all that, and I know his signature moves and everything, and when I see him going down like this and then doesn't do anything, he's holding back. Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't call it fake because they were in there. Just one person was hitting was going 100%, and the other person was going at 3%, if that. Um, yeah. Even with Tyson with his bad knee, um, all it would have took is the first 30 seconds. I seen him hold back his right hand. I seen I see I seen the twitch in it to where you know he was going to throw. Even uh, Jake knew it because he clinched because he knew if that punch would have went, he was gone. But I don't know. I think Tyson needed the money more than anything, and he don't. I don't think he has to prove anything. You know what I mean? It's just um, I understand it, and then again, it makes you wonder. I know that money that money it depends how much money there was because um there's there's bonuses in how ma- eh, how hard he would hit, and you know there's one time when Jake had his hands up and Tyson hit him so hard he drove him to the other side of the ring just by hitting his gloves like that with a left. And that's a weird thing, and everybody comments about his biting and everything. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people. Tyson's son wants in, but his 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 son has some of the moves, but he doesn't have that. Tyson didn't grow up rich. Tyson grew up in bad times for him. There's a big difference from somebody that gets trained by all the good people and uh, has all the meals to eat and all that stuff. And there's how Tyson grew up. Um, there's a big difference in that, and you can't train that. You have to live that, and that's where Tyson gets his grit. I'll put it that way, or got his grit. Again, I I don't blame Tyson for going for the money, but I just want someone not to go for the money and just knock that kid out because he is not that good. You know, anyone to drop their left in a ring with Tyson, most of the time his left was down to his side. Anybody in their right mind, even if there was money involved, would not do that with Tyson in the ring. I don't care. But anyway, that's my 2 cents in that. Um, I don't. Has anybody seen a video with it's I new iPhone video, and I don't know why, but this video just irritates the heck out of me. Um, these two girls come in. It's the dad's birthday. These two girls come in and they give him a hammer and stuff, and they're talking about, oh, I had a good teacher and stuff, and the mother's in the other room and evidently forgot it's her husband's birthday, and the girls are talking to their father, and she mocks him like like that, and to me this is irritating me already. And then she brings up on her phone of pictures, a collage or something, she makes it, and then gives it, oh, this is from me for your birthday, and hands the phone over, then walks away like she's big Miss Priss, and that just irritates me that um, that they would show something like that, a mom mocking her kids for doing a good thing for their father. And I don't know what it's just that video just irritates me every time I see it come on. And I don't know if it's, you know, subliminal messages that they're trying to put in, uh, or they're just, you know, selling iPhones. But uh, it's not the thought of giving presents on a birthday or something. It's the fact that the way she went about, you know, she forgot. Okay, who cares? Just wish a happy birthday and be nice. But yet her kids are talking to their dad, and she mocks them. You know, you know. Oh, it just irritates me. Hey, Jake, how you doing this morning? Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Oh, yeah, it'll actually be pretty nice to get some nice weather today. Too late, wifey. Yeah, I mean, it's it's the thought that counts, you could say, in the way she did it. Her thought didn't count. And I know it's just a stupid commercial, but it seems like you see more of that nowadays. There's a few more, but that's one of my top ones. I just don't like. It's the warmest weather they've ever had here. Uh, well, I look at it. Uh, I want sometime in February. I want it to get freezing cold for at least a week, and then go to normal. Or I wouldn't say normal, but you can bring the temperatures back up again. But we need freezing weather to kill the bugs. Um, I heard a lot of people last year, or I say last year as I mean growing season, um, having trouble with bugs. And I probably would have had problems with bugs too, but I sprayed around my gardens with neem oil. Probably not the best because there's some bugs you want, some bugs you don't. Even though my corn, for some odd reason, I had tons of ladybugs on the stalks of my corn. Yeah, ticks were bad this year. We even got warnings to not go in the woods because Lyme disease was up and everything. Good morning, Cher. Good to see you. And yeah, I'm not saying I want cold weather or anything, but um, it's just something we need. It is important for things to die off. Um, and it's not like every bug in the world's going to go away if it freezes for a week, but um, yeah, we need at least a week of below freezing weather to kill off bugs. Never got to harvest animals, bugs, and weather. Yeah, I was surprised last year or this year with corn, and I didn't think I would get anything out of it. Um, I mean, I grew in a 4x4 bed, and I didn't, plant everything in a. I planted everything in a diamond in the box, and uh, the direction where the wind usually comes. That way, because corn, that's the majority way that it pollinates. The wind pollinates corn. So I I did it in a diamond shape. That way, where direction the wind comes from, it had more resistance to get all the corn instead of like a big row or something like that. And that seemed to work. 4 rows, 100 each, nothing. Yeah, I actually grew mine after our big hailstorm. The hailstorm almost killed off my cucumbers. It took out some of my peppers, but yeah, um, that big hailstorm we got was a doozy. It got the I had like 6 feet of just vine with no leaves or anything on it on my cucumbers. And then the very end of the cucumber vine, it started growing leaves, and then I actually got some cucumbers off of it. Yeah, believe it or not, wind is too much wind is not good for corn. When you start seeing it flop over and you get that little curves in it and stuff, um, because corn is meant uh, because if it gets too much water down in it, that's when the bugs will start getting in there and eating it. So when it starts curving and stuff, it's no good. Oh, watermelons! I wish I had the space for watermelons. uh, we're supposed to be growing uh, pumpkins this year for the uh, seed challenge, survival seed 2025. I don't think there's no way I can muster up pumpkins. So huh, I may just go back to the another variety of squash for that. Did we have ticks 50 years ago? I'm sure there were ticks. Um, but like I said, this year here, because we did in Ohio, um, we had maybe 2 or 3 days that were below 30 degrees, and that's not enough to kill off bugs. You may get some bugs that die from it, but the ones that are hunkering down and stuff, they'll come out and like crazy, and that's what happened. Um, yeah, we had in Ohio we had 3 times as much people that got Lyme disease than previous years, and I decided not to go, not to go out in the woods too much this year, just because of that. Oh yeah, there's still I still have wasps flying around and stuff. Yeah, Lyme disease has been around for a long time. A lo It's been misdiagnosed for a long time. Now, Jake, when you got Lyme disease, did was there a certain food that made you sick? Because I know somebody that just got Lyme disease this year, and they couldn't eat meat, mushrooms. The only thing they could eat was mashed potatoes without getting sick. Now, thought I had Lyme disease one year, and I don't know if it just goes away or what, but um, yeah, a lot of times Lyme disease is misdiagnosed. Didn't want to eat. Yeah, yeah. A lot of it's you'll eat something, and it's just whatever you eat just makes you sick until you find something that doesn't make you want to barf it up. What is this one? Live map. Oh, that one's over. I can remove that. There we go. Yeah, yeah. If it starts forming a ring around the bite mark, then chances are you got it. And it, if you are feeling icky and stuff like that, and you get can't figure out why you're tired and different things, whenever you go to the doctor, just have them say, test and see if I got Lyme disease. Um, if you're already getting blood drawn and stuff, might as well, because a lot of times they'll overlook you having Lyme disease, and they'll give all kinds of um, things that are wrong with you, and they'll give you medication, and then um, yeah, all all of a sudden they say, "Oh, let's check for Lyme disease," and then oh, that's what you got. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing to keep in mind. Uh, let's see. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not. Where did that come from? All of a sudden, you know what I mean? Um, we don't get flus or anything like that. I gotta be careful what I talk about here. After 2020, then they come up with new things that people get, new letters in the alphabet. Yeah, that's a good thing. Is always, and they say if you can find the, even if the tick does have uh, the Lyme disease stuff, if you get it removed before the 24 hours, you're supposed to be safe. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not. This is just what I heard from the TV ads and stuff that come on, because Ohio, we've had a big uh, thing with the Lyme disease, and they tell you what to look for and all that stuff. And oh yeah, yeah. Always do your own research. And yeah, a lot of stuff you it's okay to, the big headlines are out there and stuff. So okay to notice them, but uh, unfortunately, the news is allowed to lie. just uh, just remember that. Yeah, it's hard to say, and that's the thing. Um, you know, a few years ago I think it was in Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, they had a bunch of monkeys escape. Um, and yeah, I and it's you don't know if it's true, or it's part of the news. And unfortunately, you, we have to be the ones that suffer for that. I mean, if you go back and look at some of the headlines in the last couple years, um, some of the things that they found out that the mainstream media, I wouldn't say made up or what, because the mainstream media's it has turned into more of entertainment than putting out the truth. And I really, really think we need to go back to making the news if they're found, stretching the truth or making things up or anything like that. Start finding these big amounts of money, um, and these fines don't fill the pockets of rich people or anything. Use that money for the schools, or use that money for um, feeding the homeless or something like that. You find, like, say, CNN, you start finding them hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars for stories that weren't true or something like that. Eventually, they're going to start turning this around. Uh, yeah, I would say that thing is more used by the bad side. I don't want to say the certain side, but it's more used to discredit people who are telling the truth than than it is used by the media, if you know what I mean. A lie is a lie. When you make up a story and it's all over the news, the major headlines, and then it trickles down. Yeah, they're MSNBC's another one. I mean, they're all owned by the same people. Um, because I remember in the '80s, um, well, even during Desert Storm, I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a announcer guy or broadcast guy or whatever you want to call him, and he tried to say that he was, and this was just a, you could say it was a little white lie or whatever it was, but he he was in a Humvee or something, and he tried to tell people that he was in the combat area, and you know, just making it seem like he was in a bad area or something. And he is not in the business anymore. After they found out that he lied about that, he was shunned from news. He wasn't the top dog anymore. He's gone. All because he said, "Oh yeah, we're in a combat. There's you know gunfire going on all over the place and stuff." And but nowadays they just make up whatever they want to, and it's there's no accountability for it. And I think that would be wonderful if, I don't know how you would be able to do something like that, because they're going to say, "Oh, it's free speech. You can make up anything you want to," and stuff like that. Oh, is that who it was? Brian Williams? I don't remember who it was, but I remember that was a big thing, and it's like, yeah, you media, you can't lie. You have to tell the truth. Nowadays, it's whatever. Hey, Lake, good to see you. And I see Ed's in here. Hey, Ed, how you doing this morning? Good to see you. Uh, yeah, it sure is. A- And the sad thing is about that is there are so many people that still believe, and especially some of the older folks, they still believe the news is true. And this is where you get those people. You have somebody interview them. Uh, who do you want to win the election and stuff like that, and they'll say, um, anybody but Trump. He's this, he's that, and stuff. And they'll show them videos and everything where the media had lied and stuff like that, and um, they still won't believe it. Even the proof is right there in front of them. They'll still won't believe it because they heard it from the news, you know, and it's sad. Almost hit 3,000. Cool. Yeah, Ed, I figure you would have done hit higher than that if you did run into troubles. I'll put it that way. Yeah, but I know where you're coming from. uh, oh, what was it that uh, I heard this morning? I thought that was a real good thing. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand. Been there. I'm still there, but it's I I I think it's tapering off, or they're just waiting in the background. I don't know. I don't care. I It's better to not think about the haters. The way I look at it, got more good people than bad people that follow my channel. Um, oh, the thing I heard, and it was on Appalachian Living or something like that. I forget what the channel is. Um, but she said when the devil brings starts bringing up your past, remind the devil of his future. And I thought that was a real good little saying right there. Yep, that is true. Because eventually, good overtakes the bad. Hey, Dana B, good to see you. Good morning. Yeah. Whew. It's warming up. It's already 59 degrees. Wow. Here about 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight, I'll be complaining it's hot and I don't have the ACs in the window. But a couple days, we'll be back in the 30s again. But I don't know if you guys seen the Vineyard Chicks had opened up, and that's why I have a ticker going down below there. They opened up the entry videos for 2025 survival seeds 2025, um, to start making videos. So because this year you have to make a video first and then fill out the application to get the seeds. um, that way, we're not sending out a bunch of seeds and there's no videos and stuff being made, because it gets expensive, not only for the seeds but for the shipping. Um, I imagine the girls spent way more than I did, because I did I think 56 um, seed deliveries last year, and I had to reship at least 10 of them. So I was with the envelopes, the stamps, and the packaging and everything. It was well over $100 for me, and they sent out a lot more than I did. They printed out stuff and everything, but I think having it up on a website and everything, it reduced the cost a lot. So, like if you're going to do survival seeds and the herbal side, you have to make two different videos for that. So you have to make one for the uh, survival seed challenge, the 6 seeds, and there's 7 seed. If you want a 7 seed, you get to pick it. And then there's herbal side with the 3 different herbs. So Um, that's if you put both videos in, you're going to get the 6 seeds and the 3 seeds for the herbal side. So make sure you make 2 videos. I'm probably going to make a video because I've had a lot of people ask, well, I'm not ready to do the garden yet. And this is just to get the seeds. That's what the entry video is. It's introducing your channel and what your plans are and things like that, and then to get the seeds sent to you. And then whenever your garden starts, then you start making your normal videos. Oh, we finally got somebody on Twitter that jumped on. Hey, Twitter or X, sorry, viewers over there. Let's see what else we got here. Oh. Yeah, I have to here on the 24th, which is about 6 days away. I have to make a soup, which I think I'm going to make I don't even know what it's called, but sausage cabbage soup, I guess. Um, I just brown up some sausage and onions and garlic, and then drain that off, and then fill it up with cabbage. Put some chicken broth in there, and some potatoes and uh, carrots, whatever, and let it cook up. And that's my soup. So that's going to be my soup that I collab that I'm into. So I'll probably I'll probably do that up next couple days so I can get that video out and get it ready to go for the 24th. It sounded good, and then I'm like, oh crap, what kind of soup am I going to make? But it's good, and the cabbage is good for you. Um, I ended up getting I planted three head or three cat. Well, actually, I did four. Um, Started from seed in the house, and one of them didn't turn out, but I did get three things of cabbage, and I got some big heads of cabbage out of that. I ate two of them, and one of them I fed to the rabbits. I was going to make sauerkraut out of them, but stuff popped up to where I didn't I didn't want to have to keep an eye on it when there's so much going on. Oh, Jennifer, you're doing the same one from Mountain Grandma, Tammy. Yeah, there's some good soups in there. I've seen some soups I want to try. Yeah, see that's what I wanted to do is make sauerkraut. I went and found the crock and everything, and then stuff come up to where I wasn't going to be able to keep an eye on it too much. So I went ahead and I just gave the head of cabbage to the rabbits, which they enjoyed it. It's not like it went to waste or anything because um, I'll use the poop again next year. A candy one. Ugh. Now, if my son was home, I'd probably be making Buckeyes, but um, I'm not going to make a batch of Buckeyes because I won't eat that much. I'll probably eat a couple, but way too much sugar for me. Yeah, which I don't mind making them. It's just it's a process because you have to make the peanut stuff, put it in the balls and then put a toothpick in it and stick it in the freezer, and then you have to dip it in the chocolate when it's cold. And yeah, it's a process, but I don't think I'm gonna do much candy or anything. Um, when the kids was here and stuff, there's somebody to eat it all. I used to make fudge and no bake cookies, which were pretty much oatmeal fudge itself. Figure out a healthy something. They also taste good. Yeah, they're which I would love, but YouTube deleted my old videos. Um, I did have these. Um, I don't I forget what we called them. They they were forget what they're called. They were just round balls, but they're real healthy. They had you know oats in it, or not oats, but almonds and a bunch of other stuff. And that's a recipe my daughter did when she was when she was still living here, and that was the third video on my channel before it got taken down or locked up for 6 years. But um, yeah, she came up with a recipe and everything, and it had all the healthy stuff in there, coconut oil, and I can't remember what all was in there, but yeah, um, they we used to she used to make them up when we go hiking and stuff, and just pop one of those in, and they were um, really good. Give you a lot of energy and whatnot. But yeah, that's one of the videos, bunch of videos that they deleted. Like my oh first 50 videos or something like that that I put on YouTube. Oh, we don't see any record of anything being deleted. Then I had links uh to some of those videos on my other channel. So I gave them the links, and they said, "Oh, it seems that they've been removed." And I said, well, "Put them back." And, "Oh, we can't. They're gone. They're no longer in the database." I said, "Well, why were they removed?" And we don't know. I love those kind of accidents that they don't know why. Yeah, that's the ones that I make. I um the kid the kids didn't like walnuts or pecans in them or anything, so I just made them without the nuts. Hey, Thrifty, good to see you. How you doing this morning? Oh, Oh, let me go ahead and I forgot to put their link in there. We go ahead and drop their link. If you want to check out the rules and everything, um, that's a Survival Seed collab. And the reason why they started up so early is so people get their seeds ahead of time, because the mail system is not the most reliable. It hasn't been for a good while. Hey, Grace, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, we talked about that this earlier this morning. Uh, yeah, I was going to uh, do a video of it and stuff, because there's clips in there that is identical to fights that he had in the past, and you can you can see he held his, especially his right. He held his right big time. It was like it was glued. He would go down like that and stop. Ugh. Like I said, I'm disappointed, and then I understand. So yeah, money is money. That's where you got to look at it. 20, $40 million, whatever it was that he got for it. I was just hoping, because after I seen the first 15 seconds of the fight, I knew there was something up. Yeah. Well, he's always had the biting thing. He has a nervous thing with the biting. Although the biting the ear was a bit more, but he's always had the biting thing, and it's usually um, he gets the bigger mouthpiece to chew on, and he had the smaller one, so he bit on the glove. Um, if you it's you'd be surprised. It's not uncommon. There's people who chew on straws, pencils, and things like that. It's not uncommon. It's a nerve thing. Um, if you watch football players, uh, the the mouth guard, a lot of them will get the bigger one so they can turn it sideways and chew on it while they're waiting. Oh yeah. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx anything, but go Lions. um, I'm big fan of Lions. I've been a Lions fan since I was wee little. Yeah. Um, believe it or not, this is kind of funny. Um, my son's mouthpiece, when he played football, before it was time for him to play, I would soak his uh, mouth guard with in um, root beer. So when he had it in his mouth, it would taste like root beer. And I started doing that, and then uh, a lot of other kids started getting their parents to do that. Uh, Yeah, when that was I was after that after about 15, 30 seconds of watching it, I was just hoping that Jake would hit him hard enough to piss him off. And then that money would have went out the door, because there was points when he in the match where he he went to swing and he stopped himself from throwing that right. And if he would have threw that right, Jake Jake would still be out, because you could see it. He clinched so bad because he thought he was going to get hit. He clinched so bad, Jake did, that there's no mistaking that he held that punch big time. And yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got snow, but like I said, I didn't have to shovel because it was gone in the day or 2 days later. Yeah, but I look at that's a lot of money, lot of money. And now you see some of the stuff that's coming out, the contract leaks of him not allowed to throw uppercuts. That was in the rules that he wasn't allowed to throw an uppercut, and he was having such a hard time not throwing punches. That's where that nervous tick came out and biting on his glove. Um, and that's another reason you can tell that it wasn't quite on the up and up, because there was another point in Tyson's career to where he was told to um, not to knock somebody out in the first round. He had to go to a certain, I think it was the fourth round, and that biting came in. It's because he was so nervous trying to hold back, that he would start gnawing on his glove, and that's where that came. That's when I started seeing that. But again, it's I don't blame him for getting the money, but because now we have to listen to Jake say, "Oh, I after the second round, I went easy on him." Trust me, you didn't go easy on him. Oh, I could have knocked him out in the second round and this and that. Yeah. Yeah. And his kids knew. You have a good day. Be safe. But yeah, like I said, it I want somebody to not think of the money and just knock him out. Just knock him out. Yeah, the left he threw and hit him in the neck. Um, that's the reason he hit him in the neck is because he pulled back the last seconds, so he didn't hit him in the jaw. he tried to pull it back. You can see it. Oh yeah, so did I. That's the thing, the discouraging thing. And oh, Netflix. There's a lot of people that weren't happy with Netflix. Um, me and Eric were in the backstage, and I went to TikTok to watch it, um, and I'd bring it up, and it would get all the way toward the start of the fight, or we'd get to the second round, and it would stop, and we'd have to go to another channel, and then oh yeah, it was a pain, uh, and there's a lot of people had a lot of issues with Netflix, and I had already got rid of Netflix because they kind of peed me off with their forcing me to watch commercials because I was paying the regular amount, and they said, "Oh, we're going to make it cheaper for you, but you'll have to watch ads." But if you want to get rid of ads, they were going to charge me more than I was already paying for no ads. And I said, just leave it where it's at. And they, yeah, uh, but yeah, it's entertainment, I guess. That's the way I kind of try to look at it. Even though I wanted to see him knocked out, shut him up for once. Um, and that's the thing that irritated me. Um, he is not Jake is not that great of a boxer. Um, and that's what irritates me is I see who he's fought, and some of them are nobodies and everything, but uh, I watch him and he's not that good. And I'm not saying I'm the best boxer in the world, but I've been around boxing. Um, my dad was a Golden Gloves boxer, and um, did a lot of boxing, and I grew up in the gym in boxing. I just I even boxed for a while, but I had too much anger issues, which is supposed to be good, but in my case, it wasn't. um, but I I've learned a lot, and I can see watching boxing and see somebody's um, clues and stuff of their ticks and things like that. And like Tyson, I've watched every one of Tyson's fights, and I know his combinations, and I know how he sets things up, and I know his little dips and everything. Um, and it was like a totally different person. And he was so stiff and stuck in a like this. You could tell he was all his might to hold back. Yeah, it was like I said, I don't blame him for going for the money, but I still I still wanted to see Jake get knocked out. So I thought of everybody that he fought, he would fight. Jake would knock him out, or I mean, Tyson would knock him out. Oh well. Yeah, supposed to rain a good 3 or 4 days, or 3 days, or something like that. Forget what it was. Yeah, 5% today. Tomorrow is 67%. Wednesday is 82%. And Thursday, we may get some snow. 80% of rain and snow. Friday is 52%. And then it's cold. And that's in Ohio, so who knows. You have a good day, Thrifty. Oh yeah, that's why I said, yeah, even if you think you had the match all rigged and everything, you do not drop your left on Tyson. That's that's like crossing a highway with your eyes closed. Um, Even though you pay all the drivers to miss you when you cross the road, are you really going to close your eyes and go across that road? That's the thing. Oh. I don't want to take you up on that one, Grace. Um, yeah, he said last week that he was going to go live Tuesday. He didn't set nothing up, and then Saturday he put um, no, Sunday he put one up saying he's going to go live Sunday, and then last night I looked and wait, wait, where did 101 go? Oh, hi. And it's supposed to be tonight, so we'll see. Come on. Are you coming up? Come on. You just want pet. No, now you're getting up. There's already a cat there. Oh, I guess that's okay. He's going to hop on the back. Yeah, we'll have to see if 101 goes live tonight or not. Which, uh, yeah, time will tell. Yeah, I think it was Monday or Tuesday when I talked to him, and he 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 kind of wanted to, but yeah, he said he was busy, and he said just just so tired when it comes that time. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, the busy tired. And and it's all the stuff that you, even though you're running all day, it's like, wait a minute, I got all this to do. uh, he needs to get off to the Diet Coke too, because that was it aspartame, whatever the fake sweetener is, it will actually make you tired. Yeah, it never ends. It's like you get a bunch of stuff done and you think, oh, I can sit down and take a break. And then you like look across the room. Oh, yeah, I wanted to get that done today too. Yeah, but Grace, the stuff you ate and drink was different back then. The stuff that they put in this stuff now, it's just like, ugh. Hey, crazy. Good to see you. What do you want? Here, you want to go? You want to say hi? Say hi. You see yourself up there? Say, who is that cat up there? And some of the stuff that they like in the 80s. I always bring up the 80s, but yeah. They used to say, "Oh, fast food stuff is horrible for you," and this and that. Um, the fast food back then is healthy compared to what it is now. Um, oh man, some of the stuff, even the chicken nuggets in the 80s were pieces of chicken. Now it's if you ever watched how they make chicken McNuggets today, it's oh, it's horrible. um, it's it looks like Play-Doh, and then they put breading. They freeze it and put breading around it and cook it, then freeze it again and send it out to the McDonald's to heat up. And it's not all chicken. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It has silicone and wood in it. The wood is a binding that holds the chicken together, and whatever else they put in there chemical wise. Sometimes I think it's a good thing to watch some of those how it's made, um, the real how it's made, not the fancy show that makes everything look good. Um, sometimes I think it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing to watch it. Yeah, shredded cheese is um, it's it, a lot of people pick up that big bag of shredded cheese to put on their stuff. Um, but there's a reason why that cheese doesn't stick to each other, because it's rolled in silicone and uh, graphite and stuff to keep it from sticking to each other. Yeah, and that's the um, like the for Walmart. If if you can find the videos anymore, of them making the tubes that you can buy. I don't even know if they still have them, but if they still have them tubes like the 10 pounds and 20-pound tubes, um, that's the bad thing about meat now is when they make that, it's just not one cow. It's hundreds and thousands of cows that they all grind up, and they have these big tubs that they wheel out, and it's full of ground beef, and then they dump it in a thing, and it spits into these tubes. And if one cow in that thousands of cows is sick, then it contaminates the whole 1,000 cows that are in that in that ground beef. And that's where they're having issues when people get sick and stuff. It's just not from the 1,000 cows; it's from one cow, because technically they're allowed to have so much poopy matters in the ground beef. They're allowed to have different particles in there. There's a percentage they're allowed, and that's how so many people get sick, is because there's just one bad cow in the batch. It's like apples. It'll contaminate the whole bit. Instead of back in the olden days, you just took the meat to the butcher, the guy in the back of the store, and he would grind up one cow, and that's it. And then um, it was less chance of getting sick from our meat back then, is because um, you just dealt with one animal, not thousands of animals. Well, now Grace, Trump is the reason why everybody got sick off of those whatever, quarter pounder with cheese or whatever it was. He got everybody sick. Soon as Trump works in at McDonald's, everybody got sick from quarter pounders. I joked about it. I said, "Watch, there's going to be an outbreak." I said it was going to be French fries, but quarter pounders was yeah. Yeah. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, yeah, and they shoot in carbon dioxide to give it that nice red look. Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get sick off it off because he had to go away with a couple quarter pounders on to go. Yeah, I'm hoping. I would like to see the um, some of the regulations get fixed. It's with the milk and stuff, and because you know the Amish helped with Pennsylvania big time. uh, I have no doubt that the 180,000 votes from the Amish helped a lot. Yeah, that's not going to happen. There's certain laws. That's like Facebook um, had plans of buying Twitter, and since they already had Instagram and Facebook, they were not allowed to buy Twitter. It's like back in the day, Microsoft buying up companies and stuff. Uh, there's protection against monopolies and stuff like that. Supposed to be, but you know how that goes. Oh, something else that I was watching, I was going to bring up. Oh, how do you guys think this is going to go? I think Biden's been looking for a reason to allow long distance attacks with missiles. How do you think that's going to go up? Well, see the grid itself is 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 not one person. There's multiple. It's one company, but there's multiple people who have stakes in that company, and that's the difference in that, because they that's what was brought up with Microsoft guy, um, him himself buying up the monopoly for computer stuff. It was just him. There, when they can put it into where a and that's how they get away with, like that big company, um, a very dark rock, that company, it's made up of just not one guy, it's multiple guys, and that's their way of getting around the monopoly thing. Yeah, yep. Make it his fault. It'll be Trump's fault. Yeah, I posted a thing, and I talked about this before. Um, so if you get a chance to go check out a video I have on my uh, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, of how people over the years spend their time, and it's eye opening. Um, Actually, let me go ahead and put the link in there. I I'm trying not to play any videos so I don't get in trouble until the end of January. But it tells how people spend time, and if it starts in the 1930s, and 1930s, we spent our time with our family, school, friends, neighbor, and church. That's how we spend our time. Um, go to 2020s, it's online. Family is down, um, way down to the bottom. Church is the last, and and that pretty much says it all. You go from being family oriented and friends and whatnot, and then church to online, co-workers, friends, and a bunch of other stuff, and family and churches at the bottom. Well, life of Bobby, you probably would fit in with the online because nowadays even people alone are online, even if they're not like in chat here like you are now, but just watching, news or a video of a cat or something, it's still online. Yeah, it is. and and throughout the years you can see different things popping up and then they go down and stuff, and it is eye opening. Yeah, yeah, I am too. I'm guilty of it too. Um, it's where we're at though, you know. Well, that too. You know, always have a cat on my lap or on my desk. Oh wow, I didn't see this. Oh, okay. Let me look at this. Police in Thailand were forced to barricade themselves in their own police station on Saturday when it was besieged by a monkey mob. The ploof, the poo flinging perps briefly had free reign throughout the town until local officials managed to lure the most or the worst of offenders away with food. Uh, that's monkey business for you. Let me see if I can find that story. I seen it on Twitter, but that's a good one. Uh, Poor Biden walking off into the jungle. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, we got at least a couple months here. Well, 3 months. Well, that yeah, something like that. That we have to worry about. Well, I know how it is with the my cats when they see me get up, they all I have certain cats that have to walk me out of a room into another room. They have to walk in front of me and they look back every once in a while, make sure I'm walking behind them. Yeah, these ones were in Thailand. These they've had issues with mobs of monkeys down there before. Uh, yeah, I don't see it on here now. Yeah, she has you trained. Yep, that's so true. Um, I'll go upstairs to go to the bathroom, and as soon as I come out, I've got like three cats sitting there waiting on me. They say that when a cat follows you to the bathroom or follows you out of a room and waits for you at the door, they're worried about you. Like um, when I go somewhere and come back in the house, the cats are all waiting by the door. Um, I have their little a little tree setting a cat tree sitting next to the door, and they'll lean over and open the curtain and stick their head out look out the window to see if I'm coming up to uh, the door or not. Yeah, cats are interesting characters. I'll oh, did what come in here? I didn't see. Oh, hey, what? Good to see you. Yeah, it's interesting how you know you can be in a community and there'll be votes and everything for like a company coming in and they're the majority of the community is against that company doing whatever it is they're doing, but yet we never get the votes. Um, and I'll leave it at that. Um, we had a company. Well, it's here. Um, everybody knows what happened. East Palestine thing, uh, the train thing that happened. Well, the soil from that accident, I'm calling it an accident, okay, um, has to be hauled away and cleaned. Well, guess what? Coshocton, Ohio has a place to where they clean this stuff. They clean water and all this stuff. So what they do, they drill a big hole deep into the earth they dump said soil in the the earth, and then they pour water down that pipe or whatever they call it, the hole. They pour water down that hole, and it cleans the soil, and then they pump that dirt back out. That that soil is clean now, and they're supposed to run it through a furnace and stuff, which smoke goes up. Not to mention the chemicals they put down in earth that could go into water systems and stuff like that. So we said, no, we don't want that company. You know, we had people down there protesting and stuff. We don't want people in that this company to do this in our county. We voted for it, and it didn't. It got approved anyway, and that's the rest of the story, as they say, or as a guy used to say. Yeah, and that's and just like what put on there, you can have a whole community come out and vote, yet it still passes. I don't know. And in some places, the the vote the voting system is private. Yes, there's a third party that comes in and make sure that the voting was done right and everything. Who buys that third party? Just saying. Well, you don't shoot Bambi. You shoot Bambi's mom and dad. It sounds bad though, doesn't it? uh, but yeah, if you're a good hunter, you don't go if you see a doe and it's you're going for a doe just for meat or something. If there's a baby, and there's ways, and if you're a good hunter, you can tell if doe is pregnant, and there's a certain time of year anyway. But um, you don't go for those. You're not supposed to. Oh, when that movie came out, there was a big stink about hunting back then. Yep, I wouldn't mind having a load of deer meat. Well, yeah, they have, rabbit season and squirrel season. You can tell when squirrel season starts. I don't see it too much in the city, but like I used to live out in the country area, you would see um, on the antennas Well, they don't have too many antennas now either, do they? The antennas on your car, you would see squirrel tails on their truck antennas and stuff. Now I think about it, you don't see much antennas on cars now. I remember when the big thing was like on Lincolns and Cadillacs. Whenever you turn the radio on, here come this antenna would come out of the car. A lot of times now the antenna is inside the windshield. And nothing better than frying up some deer meat with onions. Oh, good stuff. I've had, you know, deer meat different ways, grind it up and have it uh, chili deer meat, and I call it deer meat. I don't I don't go for the fancy venison and all that. I just call it deer meat. Yeah, jerky is really good. Jake Jake still Jake still owes me some deer jerky. Yeah, I like bear meat too. Um, a lot of people don't. They say it's got too much fat in it and stuff, but it's good. um, yeah, I remember growing up. It was deer meat, and I remember somebody saying that they just got a mess of venison, and I'm like, what the heck is a venison? What kind of animal is that? And I didn't want to say anything because I didn't know what it was. And I went back and I asked my grandpa. I said, "What kind of animal? What is a venison animal?" And he said, "What?" And I said, "I heard somebody say that they got a bunch of venison." And I was wondering what kind of animal that was. And he said, "That's a deer." And I said, "Huh? Why do they call it venison then?" And he said, "That's what them city folks call deer." I said, "Okay." Well, that's not bad. Believe it or not, 5 pounds is cheap, or $5 a pound is cheap. Beef is more than that. I mean, um, I think the other day I it was on sale for $5.99 a pound for ground beef. Yeah, everybody talks about the tenderloin and everything, the backstrap of a deer. If you ever have backstrap of a bear and the inner backstrap, oh man, that's some good stuff there. Yeah, elk is good too. Elk is real good. I think elk has a little bit more fat in it than deer does. Yeah, that's yeah. The majority, I would say the majority. Uh, when I used to get my own deer, Um, a lot of it would get turned into uh, ground deer meat. Um, we would save a couple roast, and of course, the backstrap would get ate up real quick. Yeah, yeah. That's why I said I think elk has a little bit more fat than fat content than deer does. Deer is a real lean meat. Very seldom you'll get a lot of fat off of deer. Bison burgers are good. Yep. Yeah. Arby's. They had a, I don't know if they still do, but they had a um it wasn't a lot of elk. There was elk, deer, and something else, and ground beef burger, and it wasn't too bad, but it's fast food. But it was pretty good, and you couldn't really make it out, because you don't know what else is in the burger or anything like that. But they did have a percentage of how much it was. There again, there was more ground beef than there was elk and deer. Last bit of cold coffee. Yeah, it's been so long. We used to do it ourselves. Um, I don't know if I probably could if I last time I did. Um, we had to um, field dress and carry the deer out quite quickly. And this was a long time ago, so um, we had to get it out pretty quickly. Um, I remember one time a friend of mine, we had partaked in getting a deer and didn't field dress it or anything. Stuck it in the back of the trunk and coming into town so we could go into the garage and do the business. And pulled up to the light, and sheriff pulled up right next to us, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. We heard all this noise going on in the back. He looked over at us, and we turned the music up and started banging on the roof like we're getting into the music. He kept looking over it. Uh, Deer didn't die. uh, we ended up getting back to the house and lifting that thing up, and that was a mess. It was a mess. uh, Things we used to do back in the day. Oh yeah, you gotta, if you a lot of times we would, and this is You remember when you used to be able to get them 10-pound boxes of bacon pieces? You know, it was the scraps and the broken pieces of the strips of bacon and stuff, and you could get it pretty cheaply. We would get that and put in when we ground it up. That way, there was extra fat and stuff um, in the ground deer meat. And then if you could get pig fat, um, the leaf fat was good for a pig. Um, we used to get that too to mix with our ground beef. Some of the ground beef, not all of it. Like if you're going to make burgers, you want some fat in there. Yeah, I had the Wagyu burgers from this company here, um, which hopefully it'll be advertising some more stuff for them in the future, um, once they get going good. But oh man, them burgers were so good. All I did is baked them. I didn't grill them or anything. Oh man, those were good. Um, and I forget how much they were a pound. Um, Grace, you still in here? I want to know if you ate that summer sausage yet. Um, I get meat, but I get it from Bueller's, which they source their meat from local farms in the area. Of course, it has to be FDA approved and all that stuff too. Yeah, beef fat's good too. Usually the pig the leaf fat is cheaper. Oh yeah. Oh man, that stuff was so good. Did you get just the which one did you get, the jalapeno and cheese one? I think it was jalapeno and cheese. Oops, it still keeps popping up. Oh, the regular one. Okay, I'm sure that's just as good. But oh man, I was having a hard time not eat the whole thing in one sitting. Yeah, that's oh man, that stuff was good. Oh, and they just as we're sitting there talking, they pop up for 20% off bundles. While I'm looking at it, let me see what. Oh man, that looks good. Here, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Wagyu ground beef is 15.99 a pound at this place. Oh, there's that summer sausage right there. Um, yeah, jalapeno and cheese was the one I got. Yeah, it says ingredients: beef, pork, cheese, jalapeno peppers, red bell peppers, cream, salt, natural flavoring, and enzymes. Um, Garlic powder, and dehydrated jalapenos, mustard seed, vinegar. But yeah, that stuff was good. 3 steaks, 2 bacon. I made half a package of bacon yet. Yeah, that bacon. The bacon was real good, but um, I was wanting more fat for the bacon. It needed more fat for me because I was wanting to save some of the bacon grease from that, but um, there wasn't there wasn't enough. It was just enough fat to cook the bacon. But being it was good. It was good. Yeah, I got um, trying to remember what all I got. I got the hot dogs or whatever they call it, the links or whatever it is. Um, Jalapeno and cheese for those too. Yeah, that works. You need to grow some jalapenos next year, Grace. That way you can make your own powder. And if you have a smoker, smoke the jalapenos first, and then dry them out and grind them up. Oh, what if you get that smoke into the pepper? Because I did um, the sweet peppers I got. I forget the name of them, but um, made paprika, and I smoked the peppers in the smoker and then dried them out. Oh man, you shaking it uh, on food, you can smell the smoke coming out of it. Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, let me see if I can find those hot dogs and burgers. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Wagyu, bacon, and cheese brats. Oh man, I can't wait to try them. But I'm gonna save those, and sometime this month, next month, or I'm gonna go out in the woods and cook a meal on the fire, and I'm gonna take those those brats out and cook them over the fire. Oops, sorry. Come here. Yeah, unfortunately, they like to put the pictures of them steaks, and it's like, oh, the ribeye steak. Oh man, I still haven't had the steak though. I got it in the freezer still, and I'm saving them. Yeah, and that doesn't help either. I mean, even the raw cuts of the meat look really good. Oh, where are the cats? Uh, oh, did you hear about that? The a cruise line is offering a 4-year trip for Americans looking to skip, a certain president's term. What? Could you imagine being on a ship for 4 years? I mean, you get to go off into, different ports and everything around the world, but still, 4 years? Oh, man. And Villa Vi Residence, I think it's called. Yeah, we came up with this marketing campaign before we even knew who would win. Regardless who won, you could have half you'd have half the population pissed off. um, Prices for the 4-year trip starting at $256,000. If you're going with a partner, um, I I really dislike the partner thing. It's a husband and wife. I don't know. I never did like the partner thing, but if you want to bring your partner, it will cost you $320,000 for 4 years. Just because, yeah. Uh, what do you want? Hey, Harvest Mary Moon, good to see you. Yeah, I remember watching a Love Boat, and there being retired people, and that's all they would do is stay on the boat. Uh, I don't know. You people cooking for you all the time and stuff. I guess it's kind of like a nursing home, but more fancier. I guess you know. Stop itching your ear. You dig in there too much. Time to get some coconut oil in your ears. The SS butt hurt. Yeah, there. The thing that surprises me the most is family members disowning other family members because they voted for Trump. Before voting, before November 5th, everybody was good. And then afterwards, it was like, ooh, those evil people, got to get rid of them. I'm blocking them. It's like I knew people in my family that voted for Biden. Okay, that's your that's your right, your opinion to vote for whoever you want. I'm not going to go, "Oh, I'm holding a grudge and I'm blocking you and I never want to see you again." That's so weird. It's just so weird to me. And I've and there I remember the first time that there was, married couples got divorced because one married the other side or whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, wow, you guys were in love until November, and then mysteriously you hate each other now. And the way I look at it is, it's probably best because you guys were not meant to be married to each other. If something that something like that happens, that only happens every 4 years, is going to determine your life with somebody, then you probably shouldn't be in that relationship anyway. Exactly. It's I don't know. It's I try to look at it from their point of view, but it's like I can't. It's I don't see it that way. No. Catch you later, Lake. You have a good day. I'm getting ready to jump off here shortly. I just wanted to do, just a hangout type thing, not make it too newsy or anything like that, just a hangout. Since I haven't done one in the morning for a while. Yep, exactly. But that's where it's gotten to, is like, you know, and it's amazing how, um, it's been a couple weeks since the election and everything, and still I see these people on Facebook. And the only reason I get on Facebook is if I get a message or something on Messenger, or I'm looking at Facebook Market, and then I hit the button, Facebook, and I look at a few posts or whatever, and then and it's like, wow, people are still upset about this. And I like looking at the people that are that are pissed that the Lions are winning, because those are good parts. I like watching that part. Oh, the Lions are cheating again. They're paying the referees. I think it's funny. And I like Dan Campbell. Oh, he is a character. Uh, I mean, he's perfect. He'd be a one of those coaches that becomes a family member. Um, like uh, my son when he was in football, we had to he had the same coach, and he's not coach now, but anytime you see him or anything, hey, how you doing? How's your son doing? And it's one of those kind of coaches that even though you don't play or anything, or my son doesn't play anymore, they're still, you know, likes to keep up with the family and stuff like that. That you don't see that too much. That's very rare anymore. Very rare. And that's what kind of you know, coach that I think he looks like he is. One of those coaches that you know will send you a birthday card or wish you. Well, nobody does birthday cards and stuff anymore. They just send a text message, "Happy birthday." Yeah, you remember letters and cards and stuff? Yeah, you don't get that too much anymore. Let me see. Trying to find that. Yeah, one my daughter-in-law had had issues with one of her friends because of election time, and they never said who they voted for or anything like that. But my son's in the military, so that was a target for said person that didn't their vote didn't go the way they wanted to, evidently. So they attacked the people who were in the military, and she spoke up and uh, didn't like it, and said, just because you're upset because of some election didn't go your way, you don't put down the military who fights and dies for your freedom. So you can have your opinions about anything, but that's one thing you don't disgrace is your military that gives you the right to um, run off at the mouth, um, which made me feel good that he has somebody in his corner to look out for him in that matter. Too often, it's not like that. It's let's follow along the bandwagon like everybody else does. Yeah, I sent out cards, and I would say probably 25% of the cards I sent out didn't make it to where they're supposed to. I ended up getting some back, and was told they never got cards. So I don't know if I'm going to do cards uh, uh, myself either. It seems like our it's very expensive now, and it's not guaranteed like it used to be. Not guaranteed, but majority of the time, if you sent cards out, they got to where they're supposed to go. Oh, do you? Hi, Lori. Postal strike. Yeah, I got a couple cards this month. I enjoy cards. I mean, it's always good when you go to the post office box, which I have to pay for mine again this month, or hopefully I can wait till next month. Wow. Dang. That's a little off. Merry Christmas in April. Think it was an April Fool's Day prank? Yeah, that used to be a big thing, is Christmas time, hanging them up over the tree or on the mantle or something like that. That used to be a big thing. 4 months late. The heck is that? Oh, oh, I seen that. I heard there was a advertisement that Audi's had pork belly. I was like, ooh, that would really good in the smoker. Went down there, they were all sold out. Yeah, I'm thinking this will probably be the last time I do a PO box, because it's getting so dang expensive. $90 for 6 months that I know of. That's it was $96 uh, the last 6 months. I don't know what it's going to be now. And unlike what I was reported supposed to be making, yeah, that was making $10,000 a month. I wish, yeah. And they go and look at my financials for YouTube and whatnot, and they said, "Why are you doing YouTube? You're spending more on YouTube than you are making from YouTube." I said, "Yeah, that's about right." Because when you add things up, internet every month and the PO box and different little things, StreamYard was 25 a month, which had to get away from that because they raised it to $44 a month. It's like, eh, yeah. Yeah, you mean you're not making $10,000 a a month? Yeah, and you figure if you, like I said, it was $96 um, for 6 months. Yeah, I mean, at one point, I was uh, making $500-600 a month, and then YouTube happened. Yeah, everybody thinks that you get all this money, and you can look at somebody's channel and kind of gauge where it's at. Like if my videos are getting 200 views, if I'm lucky, 200 views is what 12 cents. How many videos at 12 cents? If I did 100 videos, that's that's still not no $10,000 a month. Uh, yeah, well said, Grace. Well said. Yeah, yep. Just for the little box about this big, and every time I go in there, they cram the stuff in there. Like if the ads, uh, I don't pick them up. I even told him, I said, don't put junk mail in my mailbox. I said, just put a thing up there saying no junk mail. And they still put them ads in there. And if I skip a week and go down there and they have those ads in there, it's like the first ad will go in there, and if they can't put the other one in there, they'll cram the ads in there, and then I have to pull all this out and see if I've actually got a letter or a card or something in there. um, Grace, if you make him socks, make it look like two big corn cobs. I could see Eric running around on corn cob socks. I still got the hat Grace made me last year up there on the shelf. I wore it a couple times last year too. There you go, corncob slippers. Could you see? I could see Eric dancing around in his living room on his corncob slippers. There's already somebody up here. You have to wait your turn. Yeah, you have a good day, Harvest. Yeah, I'm gonna be on her for about 6 more minutes, and I'm gonna call it. That way, it can be an even 2 hours and 30 minutes. And that may be a big thing. You never know. Corncob slippers. Oh, that sounds good. Anything mushroom. Mushroom's so good for you. That's my coffee is mushroom coffee. Yeah, bigger lap. Well, I've got I've got one cat on the desk, and I got one cat here. I'm surprised there's not a cat in the back of me. Yeah, I want to get into growing my own mushrooms too. I'm supposed to be able to add more emojis. I should I should add a corn cob for for Eric. I haven't looked at that for a while. I'm supposed to be able to add more as we go. Yeah, you can tell cats cats are real protective, especially or sick or something like that. The new cat we got, Joker, is stuck at my son's side. He always sleeping with him now and everything. And of course, I have my cats that keep me warm, that sleep next to me at nighttime. Yeah, this stuff is. I mean, it's not too bad. Um, I started out slow. You know, I didn't get a big amount, but I just a spoonful because they comes with a little spoon that you can use. And um, I used to get the little bits at the bottom, but I had bought from Timu one of those little things you stick in the coffee and it spins, a frother, or I don't know what it's called, but it stirs it really fast. So once I started using that, I don't get any grounds or anything at the bottom, and it mixes it really good. No, you got to change sides. A cat in the bag. Well, I've got this little box over here, and I just stuck a pillow in it, and they just love that thing. They'll get up there and sleep. I've got a cat bed, and none of the cats like it. I had a cat that did sleep in it, and he had passed a while ago, but um, no cats would get in it after that. So I washed it, and um, still they don't sleep in it. So it just sits up there, and I just put stuff in it. Yeah, I did. They don't touch it. It's weird. And we had and I still keep the books there. Um, we got some old encyclopedias, and we've got this knick-knack stand, and I had the book set next to it. We used to have a cat that would sit there on those those books, and that was his little spot where he'd sit. And I still keep them up, keep the books there, and sometimes a cat will get up there and set up there like the other one did. Yeah, I don't know. I've cleaned it over and over again. I've I don't know. Different. I've used different detergent and everything. and a lot of them didn't like it in the first place because it's one of the furry ones. So I figure, furry cat bed, they'd really get into it, but no. Yeah, sorry you had your doggy passed away. I gotta get our old leaf blower out for my oldest daughter and son. Oh, I read that totally different. Thought you were gonna leaf blow your oldest daughter and son. uh, well, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Um, I'll probably be on later tonight at my normal time, 7 o'clock. Um, not sure who I'm gonna have set up for Wednesday. Um, it'll probably just be talking about the upcoming uh, survival seed collab. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out and have a blessed day. Oh, let me do this real quick.